Hi, welcome to the Boca Voice and Fact or Fiction Friday. I'm here with Jeremy Rodgers, and thank you so much for joining us.
Absolutely, Peter. It's good to be here.
So tell us, what's going new with Boca?
Yeah, so it's been a busy time, a few months since I've been here. So first of all, always good to be back. Good to see
Always,
you.
thank you.
So what's new? We just wrapped up our Veterans Day service this weekend.
Thank you so much for your service. I really appreciate everything you do.
And yours. So we changed the format this year, and it was really good. Before we had, so first of all, Boca, we care about our vets tremendously. Have a lot of vets and a lot of people who served in our military services who live and have chosen to retire down here, and still some serving. A couple reserve units, both north and south. And for the longest time, they've been beautiful services, both our Memorial Day service, our Veterans Day service, but a lot of people were saying, I have a hard time telling them apart. It's a little bit too somber on Veterans Day. And Memorial Day, we're really celebrating and mourning those we have lost and them giving it all. But Veterans Day, it's about everybody who had served and kind of celebrating the vets who were in our community. So we said, and really city staff brought this up and brought the change forward. It worked really good. They said, let's make it more about the vets who were there, who could come out. We had a big round circle of different vendors who come out and provide services to veterans. I know Connected Warriors was there, a bunch of other ones. We started out with breakfast for veterans. So everyone who was a vet came out, showed up on time, which vets like to do, 9 a.m., you get a free breakfast. And it was great because I got to go down and sit around and really talk to a lot of these guys who served our country, guys and gals who served our country, and I think really good format. So,
Where was it held?
It was held at Countess de Hornley Park, which is, a lot of people don't know what park that is. It's the big park across from the library.
We're in no lack of parks in Boca.
Right.
Despite what anybody wants to say, we are in no lack of parks in Boca Raton, Florida.
We do have a lot of parks. So this is one of our bigger ones that is right across from the Spanish River Library on Spanish River, just east of Military. And I think it was, we got a couple pointers on how we can make it even better, but really the response on this was we knocked out of the park, city staff knocked out of the park, and I look forward to an even better event next year. And maybe we could see you there. You're a vet, right? U.S. Marine Corps, so we'll see you joining us for breakfast.
I'd love to. I honestly didn't know about the event. I would have joined.
Yeah, and so I think that was part of it, is we just got to get the word out a little bit better, and I'll have to come on before
Veterans Day, and then we'll launch it out
to help get it out to the viewers at home.
So you told me a little bit about the fact that you want to get out the word a little bit about something that you're starting with veterans.
Yeah, absolutely. So there's really 3 task forces that, or I'd call it like a think tank that I'm trying to start locally, and these are initiatives that are important to me. Technology, families in the area, and veterans. And for veterans in particular, I think we have all these veterans in the community where, and just to break down, we always have city committees and we appoint people to committees, but as soon as you're appointed to a city committee, you need everyone in council to get involved, and then people who get appointed to committees can't talk to they can't pick up the phone and say what's important to you.
Sunshine Law.
Exactly, and people don't realize that. They know we fall under the Sunshine Law, and other politicians, elected leaders do, but anyone on those committees falls under that. I'm not looking for anything that official, just a place where I could have a sounding board and veterans in the community and people who are passionate about those topics could help out. So I'm looking to start that out. So I'd ask any viewers at home who are interested, drop me an email.
Listen, I'd like to be one of the people on that board.
I would love to have you. So you're a first guy.
And we actually can have the first meeting right here at Boca Voice.
Wow. Peter, thank you so much. This is a great spot, so I think that's a great kickoff. So even more, if you could flash my email address up, or Jay Rodgers.
We'll make sure we have that.
My Boca. We want to fill up with residents who are both veterans and passionate about veterans. You don't absolutely have to be a veteran to serve on. In fact, it's good to probably have a couple people.
I think we should have some mix. I mean, I think it would be good to have mix both veterans and non-veterans, because people that aren't veterans like to support veterans.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I'm looking forward to that, and again, technologies and what we could do around technology and increasing jobs in Boca. And there's a lot of overlay across those things as well. So
that'd be great.
Forward to it.
So what's new, guys? We're entering into the holiday season as it's getting busy. What's new in the city as going into the holidays?
Yeah, so we take our events pretty seriously in Boca. We have some good holiday events coming up. I think Sunday we have an FAU Bandorama, I want to say 5:30 p.m. Next week we have our holiday tree lighting, which will be at Meisner Park as well. Always a good time, gets packed, so come on out, get there early. Good place to get some initial holiday photos if you want to do them. Always a good time. I bring the kids up on stage, and they do a mock plug in the thing, and the lights light up. I still don't know if the kids realize that doesn't light it up or not, but always a good time, so that's there. And then once we get into December, we'll have our holiday parade and a lot more events. The FAU Tuba Christmas, I think, will be there. We'll have a snow day, I think. If you don't get to see much snow if you live in Boca, so one of the events there always have it. So I would say stay tuned for a lot of events, but next week, certainly Wednesday, is the tree lighting.
That's awesome. So as we get into the holidays and as you guys went into the new session after the election, tell us a little bit about what's going on in City Council as we're moving forward.
Yeah, so we've kind of wrapped up a lot of the business for the year as far as projects coming up. Nothing too big I could see in the very near future, but probably the most that we're hearing about these days is what we're doing with what's the wildflower site. So we're expecting EDSA, who's the consultant, to come back soon. We've gotten a lot of different feedback, from different residents, different groups who are interested, and for me, this needs to be an area that serves everyone. So
Sure.
we're still struggling a little bit with making sure it's not just a pocket neighborhood park. Because the price, it's a very expensive price paid for it. At one point, we thought it was going to be more of a restaurant site.
Sure.
Looks like that's not happening now. But
Don't get me started.
Right, I know. But I still want it to be a place where you could, maybe show up on a weekend. People who can't walk to that site could still go there, maybe pull a few food trucks in, have a kind of pop-up happy hour, pop-up food event, and people could just sit around, enjoy hanging out with their neighbors, enjoy the views there are beautiful. You can see all the boats that go by.
Sure.
Always on the books was having a nice connecting path, hopefully with some lights under the bridge to both sides of the Silver Palm Park on the south, which is great for boat launching, but there's some space there that really is underutilized. And there's a little park there that no one uses. So we really got to make sure we do what we can to draw people out to this, make it an active, engaged space, and give it a sense of community, because it's right now the iguanas are loving it, and people are using it for they're parking there and walking over the beach, and we just deserve better than that in Boca.
Right.
So we got to do a bit of a better job with that. And the proposal right now is kind of interesting. It's a bit of a mixed green space. So you have parking for when you do want to be able to allow people to come in, but it's parking on the grass with very small lines or bumpers, so you could still use it as kind of an open green space when you need it, or more of an event on the water space when you need it.
Got it.
And certainly we do a holiday boat parade as well, and that'll be one of the viewing spots as well as your traditional Red Reef Park.
Yeah, but it'd be a shame if that's only utilized once or twice a year.
Yeah, for the price that was paid, I want to say $7 million, give or
Right.
take. We gotta get our citizens, taxpayers' money worth and get it used.
Agreed. I've noticed as I'm going up and down Federal Highway, how much construction has been done on facelifting. I'm not talking about massive construction.
Right.
I'm just talking about the dollars that are being spent actually refacing the older buildings in town. I've been pleasantly pleased, and I'm not talking about high rises.
Right.
I'm just talking about the amount of money that's being spent refacing the actual buildings. It's actually beautiful seeing some of these new fascias that are going up. I
Yeah.
mean, some of the old shopping centers that are going up. How are you guys managing some of that work that's going on? I mean, the city's got to be busy, because I'm seeing a lot of these shopping centers being redone, and it truly is some beautiful work that's being done. It doesn't look like, some of this really did need to be done.
Yeah,
They really were dated.
It was dated age. So it's been good. Yeah, we certainly hear a fair amount of complaints about construction and stuff going
Right.
up and all that, but it's so easy to miss the beautification, the improved facades that have gone up, and I think you nailed it. You go up and down Federal, and you just think back to the old signage, and there's still a couple we'd like to probably bring
Sure.
up a little bit, but we've seen some really beautiful, stucco fascias, modern but still Meissen, not crazy, and we're very, very conservative at the city with our sign codes and with stuff, and we've been really trying to streamline some of the easy, stuff that. That's just improving the appearance of things. You're not doing major use changes. We've been trying to make that stuff a little easier, because I hear day in, day out from small businesses, from people who just want to change a front door or just want to do minor things that, get a fence, it takes as long to get a permit for that as it does to build entire new structures in other cities. So as a business-friendly council person and someone who we want to see both residents and small businesses succeed, we've been trying to improve that. We have a great set of community advisory boards for our city that help bring all that along. But absolutely true. And just this meeting that we had this last week, one of them that came up was the old lawnmower place on Dixie, been shut down for a little bit now. Structure that looks like it was built, near the beginning of last century probably. They came forward. They're not looking to grow the space at all, but just make it a little bit more modern. It's got to be office space now, be used a little bit. So that's another, old building that was practically abandoned, now going to be beautified and kind of
Nice.
brought into that whole downtown view. So those are always good things to see.
That's nice. So I understand that you went for your PhD.
Yeah, so I'm going for it. I had a big exam yesterday, and I'm going to FAU, so I'm an FAU grad twice.
Nice.
And maybe the third time will be the charm, and I'll get out of my system by then in computer engineering, so go Owls. And as part of this program, I've been taking courses, just one course at a time, past the master's level for almost 2 years now. And at a certain point, you got to take a qual exam, which is basically you pick 6 subjects, at least 2 or 3 have to be from your undergrad time, which for me was over 20 years ago. And it's a 6-hour test broken out with a lunch break. So you do 3 hours of testing, get an hour away for lunch or to study, in my case, for the next 3 hours. And then 3 more. So grueling 6-hour test, just took it yesterday. What a weight off my shoulders. Still don't know how I did, so stay tuned at home, but hopefully it was a pass. And once I'm through with that, I could go on to finish my dissertation and wrap that up. So a lot of people don't, I'm glad you bring that up because so many people see us in the city and know us as, council member or elected officials, but it's really meant to be a part-time thing. I work as an engineer, I have a passion for technology, and a lot of people don't realize you actually have a life outside of, just voting on zoning and all that other stuff.
That's great. Well, listen, Jeremy, thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate it. We always appreciate the support of the city and how much you truly do. Absolutely. And you bring up a great point. You truly do serve the city, and you do it and really volunteer more than you do it for the money.
Oh, well, it's a blessing and it's an honor to serve, Peter. So
but we really do appreciate it, and you do a phenomenal job. I got to tell you, I really do think that you guys have gelled well as a city council. I've been very pleased with everything that the city council has done together, and I think the city council has gelled well together this time, and it really is appreciated, and I think you guys have done a great job.
It's a good mix. We've got a lot of different opinions up there right now, which is good. It makes for a good conversation. So it's good, and it's funny because some of the people, if you look at our core, say, politics, they might be on very different sides, but those are some of the people I get along the best with up there on council. So
that's great.
Thank you for the kind words.
Well, thank you. Is there anything you'd like the folks to know before we get into the holiday season?
No, I would say stay tuned to your calendars. Absolutely. Again, let me know if you're interested in those councils, those think tanks that we thought up, and certainly any issues, whether it's a pothole in your street or a problem with your utilities, problem with your garbage, anything we could do. Again, the best thing about local politics is we're the ones who are here. You see us at Publix, you see us at Costco, you see us out at lunch. Let us know how we can help you, because if we don't hear from the viewers at home and our residents and our businesses, then it's hard for us to take action on it.
Great. Well, thank you again for joining us.
Absolutely, Thank
you.
you.
Appreciate it. Thank you for joining us on the Boca Voice. We look forward to seeing you next week on Fact or Fiction Friday in the Boca Voice. Don't forget to follow us online.